Okay, so some of you guys wanted the next part of the story, and honestly, I am here to tell it to you guys. But before that, since Christmas is coming up, we are doing a Christmas advent calendar for the full week leading up to Christmas. In my Discord server, we will be watching Christmas movies, and on top of that, do crazy game nights with all of us together. And on top of that, we'll be doing awesome live streams live with you guys watching, and also giveaways to give back to you guys this year. Make sure you guys do join the Discord server down below if you haven't already, and verify yourselves for awesome things happening this week on the server. So like I said before, join the Discord server link down below, and I hope to see you guys there. Anyways, back to the crazy story. So last where we left off, I remember basically I got this lifeguard Snapchat. She was super hot, really attractive, and I remember last thing I remember is that she sent me a picture of her cherries without like her swimsuit on. Yeah, it was one of those photos. But anyways, I remember after seeing this, I was really excited and I got bricked up, and obviously I did my thing. But the main thing is that the next day I already did promise her that I was gonna go to the water slides, and to be honest, when I woke up that morning, I realized that I wish I didn't tell her that, because I'm not gonna lie, like it's exhausting going to water slides again, because yesterday was already exhausting enough. But I remember I basically decided to go to her, and basically, you know, I did tell her that I was gonna go see her, and she was excited for me to go see her because she literally messaged me that morning saying, hey, like I'm off to work at the water slide, so like I hope to see you there. And like knowing this, I'm like, oh, okay, so I have to go. So I remember I ended up getting up, I ended up getting ready, packing my things, and I ended up picking up two of my homies that said they would come with me if I was going again. I picked them up in my car, and we drove all the way down another half an hour drive back to the water slides that we went to the day before to go see this girl. I remember when I got there, I sent her a snap of me actually being there, and when she sent me a snap saying, OMG, I'm so excited to see you, and then I ended up snapping her back saying, yeah, so like what station are you working at? Like which water slide are you like watching over? Because apparently she was watching over the water slides and stuff, and basically like I had to like basically wait until her station was done with, I guess. I don't know how it works to be a lifeguard, to be honest. If you have any lifeguards in the comments or watching this video, please comment down below. But anyway, she ended up snapping me saying, oh, like I'm working at this water slide, and apparently it was the water slide that was like one of the ones that I would never go on, because it was so sketchy and it was so scary looking that it made like no sense to me, because it was like one of those like slides that like had no like coverage. It wasn't like a tube slide, it was like a flat down straight slide all the way down, and me, I was actually terrified of this water slide. I'm not gonna lie, for me being like what, 16 at the time, I was actually generally so scared to go down this water slide that I didn't want to go down it. I remember one of the boys looked at me and said, yo Bubba, what water slide is you working at? And I ended up telling them which one, and they literally told me, bro, you gotta go down the water slide, she's testing you. I remember I looked at them, I'm like, what do you mean she's testing me? And then he said, well bro, isn't that like the scariest water slide here? Like it's scarier than the black hole, man. Like just go down it and just go talk to her and like impress her that you can go down any water slide in this park. Bro, I literally told him, there's no way I'm gonna go down that water slide, because here's why. Basically, I remember that like a couple days before going to the water slides with me and the boys, and this was before the first time I met this girl, I ended up seeing videos of people falling off water slides, and this exact slide, well, it looked the exact same, but something towards the exact same slide, I remember a kid went down it and ended up flying off and breaking his neck. Yes, literally, you think I'm gonna be that guy? No, thank you. So I remember I ended up telling him, bro, there is no way I'm going down this water slide, because this is like scary, you know what I mean? And he's like, dude, literally you'll be fine. But then I told him, dude, I weigh like 140 pounds. If I go down that and that thing flings me off the very end, I'm dead. So he ended up laughing and stuff, saying, bro, just go talk to her, quit being a wuss. And basically I decided for my first water slide I was gonna go down, it was gonna be the one where she was watching over. I remember I basically ended up going up the lineup, and I literally waited like 20 minutes to go see this girl, because the lineup was actually pretty long, knowing it was the scariest water slide. And I remember when I got to the very top and I saw her there, she looked at me and started smiling. She was wearing a tighter swimsuit, by the way, so like holy cow, right when I saw her, I'm not gonna lie, I was already getting bricked up. But literally I looked at her and I'm like, hey, how you doing? It's good to see you. I gave her a hug, and basically she told me, she's like, so you're gonna go down this water slide? I thought you were too scared to go down this one. And I was like, what made you think I'm scared? She ended up telling me, well, I mean, don't think I didn't see you talking to your friends and pointing at the water slide. Obviously you were scared or something. Bruh, I was telling them how I was so brave that this was the easiest water slide to go down, is what I told her. And then afterwards she looked at me and said, okay, well, whenever you're ready, you can go down it. At this point she was testing me to go down the scariest water slide in this whole park. So I remember I looked at her and said, all right, you know what, bet. So I remember this was the funniest thing for me, because this was so weird, but basically I sat down in front of the slide, I got ready, and I closed my eyes and literally started praying. I'm like, please don't die, please don't die, I don't want to die, please don't die, I really have a lot to live for, please, I just want to bang this girl, please let me just do the devil's tango with this girl. Okay, I'm gonna go down the slide. Okay, I'm gonna start going down. I was literally saying myself a prayer, and I ended up going down the slide, and I actually ended up making it. I mean, I didn't see any of it go down, nor did I see the view or anything, but I mean, I went down it. I remember at the very end, I literally stood up and I looked at her and I'm like, you know, giving her the thumbs thumbs up, and she ended up basically like snapping me saying that was so hot of me going down a water slide. Now that I think of it now, it's actually kind of weird. But then she ended up afterwards telling me that she had a break in like 20 minutes where she's going to be watching over the lazy river so we can like talk and stuff. So I ended up saying bet. So I remember I went back up to the boys, and all the boys were impressed that I went down this water slide for this girl. They all looked at me saying, bro, there's no way you actually did that. Good stuff, bro. And they ended up dabbing me up, and I ended up saying, bro, you already know it's about to go down. And then basically from there, I remember we ended up hanging out, going around, getting some snacks, and then afterwards I ended up basically meeting up with the girl at the lazy river. When I met up with her, I remember I sat down on a tube on the lazy river where a lot of kids peed in, by the way. It was really gross to be in there. And I basically started talking to her. She was basically saying how, like, you know, it's very cute of me to come back and stuff. And then she ended up saying, hey, so like, what are you doing afterwards? Like in like an hour or so. I ended up telling her how like I was just planning on going home, I guess, because, you know, there's nothing much going on. And then she said, I mean, do you want to just come back to my place instead? I remember when she said this, I'm like, no way. Because there's no way I was going to hit up a girl that was a lifeguard and going back to her place after being at the water slides. That is such a W. So I ended up telling the boys that they need their own way to get home because I want to go back to this chick's house. And basically, I remember I looked at her and said, yeah, I can come over tonight, as I'm sitting right beside her. And literally, really quickly, while no one was looking, surprisingly, I ended up kissing her. Kissing her, knowing that 100% if I was going back to this girl's house, I was gonna go do the devil's tango with her, bro. Like, no way I don't. So I remember basically afterwards, I ended up standing up and getting us, you know, some like snacks to eat, and I got her fries and stuff. And we basically started sitting down eating, and I'm not gonna lie, we kind of had our own little date. But knowing afterwards, after this, we're gonna go back to her place, well, you already know what was gonna go down. Anyways, guys, if you guys do want the next part, make sure you do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And on top of that, like I said earlier, join the Discord server. Seriously, if you guys do join it, I see enough people joining, I'll probably release the next part tomorrow instead of wasting you guys' time. Anyways, like I always say, fall for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys.